Bear with me, I'm getting there. All right, this is K4PEW Net Control. Had to mute something else. I was getting some feedback. This is K4PEW Net Control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net, running just a little bit late, so I'm going to skip some of the formalities, but there isn't any emergency traffic. I'm pretty sure he would have said something. Also, but you can break in at any time. You can go to YouTube right now and see us on, let's see the face of my radio and see how your station does compared to others. You can also see, what else can you see? You can see, you can hear other stations you might not normally hear. So you can also go to Facebook under MJ Simplexton Net and see the me net control here. And you can also go to 146.415.net and look up information on Simplex. And you go to groups.io and see stuff. You can see that you can join our email list, or you can just look at our net schedule there, and that's groups.io and put in MJSS, and it'll bring it right up. The system is, the email system is pretty good because we don't spam, and you can also ask technical questions or sell equipment, that kind of stuff. So don't hesitate to join. It's not a lot of, it's all just ham related. Anyway, and that normally meets at 8 p.m. every Saturday and Wednesday night. And tonight we're conducting a net starting on 146.415, and then we'll be moving on to 446.415, and then on to 28.415 upper sideband, and then all the way up to 223.415 on FM. Let's see, how am I going so far? All right, purpose is to have fun. I'll leave it at that. If you're not having fun, get out. Announcements, I don't have any, aside from Saturday is kind of our 10-year anniversary. It's actually Tuesday, but we're going to have more people here on Saturday than we would on a Wednesday. So we'll just celebrate it on Saturday, which is our finishing our 10 years on the air with our twice a week, nets. The only one that I'm aware that does that, but there may be others. But anyway, we got 10 years, and I'm sure there's rare Simplex net that's been going on for 10 years. I think the Bible net was doing Simplex for a number of years, but I couldn't tell you how long before they went onto a repeater. Before they went to hell in a handbasket on a repeater. No, don't really mean that. But repeater net's better is better in terms of getting a wide view without everybody having a great antennas. All right, about as far as anybody got any events, because I don't have a darn thing other than that the 10-year anniversary. I was thinking about giving out certificates, little certificates, maybe virtual certificates. I could send them out hand carved and put them on the web, and you can just download it. But anybody else got any announcements? Well, there's a 10-meter net on Sunday night, but everybody knows that, man. It's 10 meters, 28.415, 7:30 p.m. And if you've got something better to do, I find it highly unlikely. If you got something better to do and to be on Michael's 10-meter net at 7:30, you're a loser. Well, not a complete loser, but semi-loser. And that's he moves on to FM on 29.415 and then on to 223.415. We've been getting upwards of averaging 8, 9, and 10 people on the 220 net. Probably the only one in the country that's had more than 2. But anyway, any other announcements? Very good. We're doing net number 1039, so we'll be doing the 1040 on Saturday, our big anniversary net. And we're starting from the east, but first we're going to go to mobiles, first-time check-ins, or people short on time.
KN4 TJF.
Very good, KN4 TJF. What's up there, Rick?
Not much, man. Sound really good tonight, Paul.
Yeah, another big night for Simplex over long distance, man. That's great.
I'm telling you, man, it's great. Just like on the telephone, it's great. No noise whatsoever.
Yeah, it's amazing. Really, I still think you're over at your brother's.
I know, I am not.
You could be on an HT and give me this kind of a signal over at your brother's.
Probably should, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, appreciate what you do, Paul. Thanks, man.
Very good. That's Rick. He's in Ashland City, but you couldn't tell by his signal. That's Kilo November 4 Tango Juliet 5. I forgot to mention, we're going to be doing, I'm going to be showing up for a breakfast every Saturday. Contrary to my dietary schedule, I'm going to be there every Saturday, 8 o'clock with whoever else wants to show up. And I know there's several others that would like to. So don't hesitate to show up every Saturday. And if you miss one, no big deal. But the principal ones where we have the big speakers and dignitaries and, the muckety muck show up, that's the second and fourth. But all the Saturdays, anyway, there's no mistake. You're always going to have somebody there on a Saturday. Anyway, who else is short on time mobile or first time chicken?
Thank you for a T-Mobile. Kilo Foxtrot or India Foxtrot.
Hey, hold on, India Foxtrot. KQ4AET, what's up there, Chris?
Oh, not too much. I have to be out and about tonight, so I figure I'd get my check-in again. And congratulations on 10 years coming up, man.
Yeah, we're just killing it, man. I don't know how we look. That's 2.5 Navy enlistments, man.
Two and a half, huh?
Well, it's 4 years. It was my enlistment, and it's 2.5 enlistments.
Oh, okay, I get it. Hey, I've got an interloper in my house. My daughter is considering joining the Navy.
Oh, well, I'm sure you'll try to discredit that.
No, I'm cool with it.
Does she drink coffee?
Yes.
Okay, she's in.
Awesome. That was way easier than my enlistment.
Oh, I tell you what. I used to tell people, still do as a matter of fact, when they bring it up, something about boot camp or Navy boot camp. And I went through when the draft was the highest draft year since World War II was in the middle of 1968 during the Tet Offensive. And honestly, I wish my whole 4 years in the Navy was as easy as that boot camp was. It was the best duty I had.
So your actual enlistment was harder than boot camp.
Well, yeah, living on a ship at sea amongst a bunch of other losers like myself is not fun. But in boot camp, you're sitting in a building, sleeping in regular beds, and they don't move around, and you just walk around without stumbling. It's much better being in boot camp than it is on a ship.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I joined the Army, because I was like, man, I don't need the ground moving out from underneath me, and the ship sinks, I can't run away.
Well, that's the other thing. When things aren't going well on your 18-hour days, or sometimes 20-hour days, or sometimes 24-hour days, you can complain all you want. They're not going to hear you. And number two, there's nowhere else to go.
Valid point. Well, I won't tie up the rest of the next. Thank you for the insight. She's listening, by the way, and laughing her butt off. So, again, congratulations on 10 years coming up. And back to net control, 73.
Yeah, I'd give your daughter some advice, but I don't think it applies. It's been 52 years since I was in the Navy. But anyway, no, the Navy, any of the military is good. I think it's good for anybody who wants to get in there and see things they wouldn't normally see, and develop some skills they wouldn't normally get. So it's kind of the military is a neat place to hone your skills.
100% agree.
Very good. That was Chris. He's mobile at mobile. Kilo Quebec 4 Alpha Echo Tango, and he's normally down south of me near Rural Hill. The IF station. I don't think we've talked before, have we? No, you're doing great. It's not a huge signal, but it's nice. Where are you located? Oh, no, you're doing a great job. You must have an antenna pretty high up in the air.
Probably about 30 feet.
Well, it's doing a great job. Which antenna is it? Do you remember?
I do not. It's a dual band of some sort, but I do not.
Yeah, okay, well, it doesn't matter what it is really, because it's doing fine for you. I mean, you're really getting to the net just fine. Your challenge, I think, where you are in almost to Christianity, is hearing some of the stations that are on the north side of me. I'm in a good location with a good elevation, and I normally can hear Murfreesboro pretty well in your location, because I'm at about close to 800 feet with my antenna. And I'm good going south and west and north and most of the ways east, going out anywhere from as many as 50 miles in some cases, depending upon conditions. But tonight they're good. So what prompted you to find out about us? Oh, very good. Who does that net? Who does the UHF VHF net?
I think Glenn is the one. I don't remember it's called CXR, and then Jeff is the one. They both will for the.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. You're the two repeater nets that are on Tuesdays, on Tuesday nights. Yes, I'm very familiar with it. I forgot that's what you were mentioning. Well, that's terrific. Well, I'm glad you jumped in there. We're here every Wednesday and every Saturday, and this coming Saturday we'll be doing our 10-year anniversary, which you probably just heard.
Well, congratulations. If I don't make it, I'll try, but I don't know that I can.
No, no. Well, we're the only, we do the nets twice a week on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And so I've told everybody for years, we're the only net I know of in the entire country that gives hams 2 opportunities a week to miss the net.
Well, by that, I'm batting 1,000 right now.
Well, up until today, now you're batting whatever 1,039 nets in one entry into the net, 1 out of 1,039. You'd be playing in the minors, that's for sure.
Roger that. Roger that.
Well, Jason, appreciate you having in there. You got a good signal. I hope you can join us again in the next opportunity.
Well, thank you for having me, and you're doing a good job. KO4II.
Very good. That's Kilo Foxtrot 4 India Foxtrot. What a fantastic call. And he's between Murfreesboro and Christiana. Who else is short on time mobile or first time checking? Hey, mister, you just moved and you're all tired. Oh, man, moving. You know what? I'd rather, the next time I move, I'd rather just burn the house down and buy all new stuff.
That would have been a whole lot easier for me, and I thought about it.
Well, don't tell my insurance company I said that, okay?
I didn't hear that.
Anyway, how you doing all right, though, besides the big move you made?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So bad. I didn't think so.
Yeah, that's, well, by the way, you'll probably never be finished.
Oh, no. Oh, no. No. Well, we're going to be missing.
Yeah, very good. Anything good for the net tonight other than being tired of moving?
That's about it. Nobody else has to go through it. And we'll try to go get home and take it everybody over there.
Very good. That was Mike. He's in Hendersonville. No, now he's in Goodlettsville. Excuse me. He moved. He was in Hendersonville. Now, Gallatin or Goodlettsville? I forgot already. Oh, Gallatin. There you go. Gallatin. It's a move up, maybe? No, I don't know. I don't know if it's a move up or I know it's horizontal, but anyway, I hope you're happy in your new place. That was Mike in Gallatin. Kilo 4 Victor Alpha. Who else is any place with North? I mean, not North. Any place short on time mobile or first time ticket? All right, then we go from the east. That's where we're starting. Please come down.
KM4YRS.
Tell me you're doing a net on Sunday nights.
I do.
Oh man, that's the last time you said that that didn't last.
Well, I tell you, it's a lot of fun, and it's especially fun when we have DX chicken.
Oh yeah, that was nice. It was really funny that one guy from at Las Vegas, Henderson. I don't know whether he lives in Henderson or which is just south of Las Vegas. It's kind of like saying you're Mount Juliet. You're in Nashville, but you're really in Mount Juliet. But I know that he's a friend of mine. He's a friend of one of my friends who lives in Hendersonville, Nevada. Henderson, not Hendersonville, but Henderson, Nevada. It was just funny that he checked in.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny, and I'd like to say congratulations on 10 years doing the same thing twice a week.
Yeah, that's what my wife said.
Well, you've given lots of people opportunity to get practice using the radio and having fun, especially coming to the breakfast and eating all that bacon.
Oh, that's one of my biggest achievements is the bacon eating.
Well, I'll be there Saturday for sure.
That sounds good. Yeah, no, I see it that way in fact, I'm doing a presentation for anybody who wants to drive out to Smith County in October. I'm doing a presentation for their club out there in Smith County and about Simplex and developing a Simplex net. Yeah, I've just been thinking about it. I haven't done one of those in ages and ages. I think I did one down in Tampa. But it really is, the nets are really, yeah, they're supposed to be fun, but they're also a service, no different than getting people on the air, young hams that, we're young in the ham. I don't know many young hams, but young, and they get a place, they can get a friendly place, they can talk to people, Simplex, and, they get a place they can get advice from a couple of hundred people if they want it. They can, like I said, they do it on HF as well as VHF, UHF, and different modes, whether it's upper sideband or FM. It's really, maybe we ought to do a lower sideband that mess everybody up. But I noticed that when I first, Mike, just for everybody, but when I first was doing Simplex back in Florida, whatever it is, back in 2005, 2006, I realized that there was a lot of people, a lot of hams. I mean, not first time gear hams. They didn't even know how to program their radio. They didn't know how to go to Simplex. They didn't really know how somebody else would program their radios. And I thought to myself, we got to change this. So I started the Simplex Net, and it was really funny at first because it's like a Keystone Cops. You'd have people trying to check in on FM with upper sideband and vice versa, and they'd be on the wrong frequency. It was really quite fun, but it worked out great. We were getting upwards of 20 to 30 check-ins we did it once a week. But I had an antenna that was 110 feet above the ground, so we could really get up good. Anyway, that was Mike, KM4YRF. I thought I'd give you that long story that wasn't worth crap. Anyway, who else? There was Mike. He's in here in Mount Juliet, KM4YRF. And he's also been helpful to me over the years, filling in for me and making me look bad because he does a good job. Who else is East? No, you're not. You're not getting it through at all, Earl, but I got you loud and clear.
Okay. Well, in some circles, I say a little dab of you. And I saw a guy who's a little dab. I watched that video you sent out last week about the sun, the storms, and the weather report, the UH. That was kind of interesting. I never knew they had a sun planet weather report out there. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, she's been doing that a long time. I don't know how long actually, but she's been doing it a long time.
Well, yeah. Did you catch any of that there solar eclipse last night? I think I may have forgotten about it or got tied up doing something else. But then again, it's been kind of cloudy out here. I just wondered, did you see it?
Well, I think I did. I jumped out there as soon as I could when they said to go jump out there, and I thought I saw, the moon seemed to be partially covered, but I couldn't tell whether it was the clouds that were disturbing me or it was, the eclipse.
Right, okay. Well, that was well said. Being a military man and all, you say they say jump, you say how high, how fast.
Oh yeah, okay. And then you make stuff up on what you saw.
Yeah, there you go. Kind of like a fish story after the fact. But anyway, I just passed through and checking the clock and thought I'd jump in there and say howdy, howdy. Everything's hunky-dory, peachy creamy over here in the Stick City of Cedar City neighborhood. And I'm just about giving her all I can because I didn't know with the sunspots, whatever they call them out there, whether I could or whether or not. But anyway, keeping on with your bad self there, Paul, man. And all the other rascals out there on your walkie-talkies doing Simplex ham radio operation. If everybody nomenclated as basic, gotta start somewhere. We'll see you now. Hang on tight, enjoy the ride. This is Earl, KV4 DEZ, Stick City of Cedar City. We'll see you now.
Very good. That was Earl. Great signal tonight, man. The conditions are great. That was Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu, and he's on the other side of the Cedars of Lebanon in what he calls Stick City or Cedar City, which is really Noreen. Well, maybe it's not really Noreen. It might be Stick City. Anyway, he's got a great signal tonight. Who else is East? Hey, glad you could jump in there.
Well, thank you, Paul, for the invite. I probably wouldn't have remembered if I wouldn't have talked to you a minute ago. But I tell you, I was going to go in there and watch TV, but I decided to sit here and listen in and see what was happening in the world. Yeah, man, it's a crazy world we're living in right about now.
Oh, Tell you what, HT sales are going to go down substantially.
You think? Yeah, that's faces. I don't know who uses faces anymore. I quit using those whenever. Oh, well, I never use those. I'm gonna be telling on myself. I told you that.
Well, the one part about digital pages are nice is they're one. I don't remember if they were all one way, receive only, but they also could you reciprocate and send messages back on those digital pages?
Oh, I don't know if it's good or not. I was the pages that I used, but it just only got a receipt, so couldn't do anything about it. Push the little button on there and see how many calls went on the screen. Tell you how many numbers was on there. So you got to call them back whenever you had to find the payphone to get to call them. But no, all that digital stuff's new, man. All that stuff's new. That's the radio right now on your desk that you're talking about. It's probably digital too.
Yep, it's all crazy, man. It's the world going wild, but then somebody circumvented and blew up a lot of people's hands, faces, and abdomens and whatever, HTs, and what a mess.
I'm telling you, what a mess. Look, I saw that eclipse last night. That was what I saw of it. It was kind of cloudy. It's kind of milky looking. Little clouds are going across it, but for the most part, the top corner of it looked like if I was standing in front of it, it'd be the top corner, the top left-hand corner, and looked like that part of it was missing. But if that was part of the eclipse, then I caught it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I saw, but I didn't want to say that for fear that somebody says, "Now you're full of crap."
Again, what you wasn't. That's all it was really supposed to be. Was just it wasn't much of anything. And if it was, then I missed it because that's all I read about that was just it wasn't going to cover up a little portion of it. I figured that was just a little portion that it got.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. No, it was a full moon though, and it was the previous night I think was a full moon too. It was real pretty. Matter of fact, I was up. I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to meet my wife at the door. I looked in the backyard when I got up at 2 o'clock. I think it was yesterday. Might have been the night before, but yesterday. And I looked out in the backyard, and it was like somebody had a big light on way up in the sky. And it was the moon. It was lighting up the whole backyard. It was so pretty.
Yeah, that's like the backyard now. I don't even have to use the light or anything. It's lit up like there's a street light back there.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It's really kind of funny how well lit it gets when you're in a dark area. Anyway, anything else for the net, Kevin? Good to have you in there.
Well, Paul, there's not a whole lot going on over here, so I can't read any lies or anything. But I just hate to get to 10. But no, I better not do that neither. So I'll say, God bless y'all guys, man. Y'all be safe. We'll see you. KG4, my say.
Yeah, very good. That's Kevin. That's Kilo Golf 4 Mike, India Zulu. He's over in Lebanon. He's close enough to the university over there to give him a lot of good instructions. Who else is East? Hello, Stan. You holding up your end?
Oh man, when you were talking to Kevin, how you boys to say?
I missed what you said earlier. You said I call you what?
Yeah, there was someone come in there with a comment when you were talking to Kevin.
Oh, I don't think I heard that. But I did hear Stan. Let me grab Stan. What's up, Stan?
Same old Paul. How are you doing?
Oh, pretty much same old, same old. It's just been really nice weather. A little too dry to suit my lawn, but it means I don't have to mow it very often.
Yeah, I think the weatherman claims it might get some rain next week.
Man, that's a long way off for a dry lawn, you know that?
Yeah, right for that.
Anything good for the net? You doing any big HF work?
No, I worked all of the stations on Route 66. That's about all the HF I've done lately.
Oh, cool. How many stations was there?
23.
Oh, that's awesome. And what frequencies were they doing on all the HF frequencies?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's great. I wonder how many people succeed in that.
Don't really know, Paul.
They ought to publish the stats so you know you're number one. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. They have locations all along Route 66, and they have I think there's like 3 or 4 rovers that they have.
Did they send you a certificate?
It's an offer one.
And they send you what?
It's an offer one this year. I completely forgot about the amount last year.
Oh, very good. Yeah, we'll have to publish that on the net or something. I forget that that even exists, but yeah, appreciate you bringing it up. Anything else for the net?
That's all. They usually have the Route 66 event in the early part of September.
Very good. Good old Route 66. But that's a vintage story to before the interstate came alive. It was a US 41 north and south all the way down to Florida, and US 1 and Route 66.
I think when they put in I-40, it kind of got, or pretty much changed Route 66. I don't think parts of it is there anymore.
Yeah, that's what they tell me. It's not there. Anyway, that was Stan. Kilo Mike 4, Hotel Quebec Echo. He's in Lebanon. That would be the Lebanon that doesn't have the HT and the HT and the beeper problem. Who else is east? Over to the north. Hello. You know, I understand there's some repeaters that aren't being used over in Beirut this week.
Yeah. They use ICOM B82.
Is that where they were? I couldn't tell from the ones that I saw.
Yeah, it's one of the most counterfeited ones there is up there. But yeah, that's what they were. I'm like, it's a discontinued one. So don't buy me used ICOM 82s anyway.
Man, I don't think I trust anything. I can't imagine how they pulled that off. I really can't.
Well, ICOM America, they asked them for it. They're like, oh, they didn't buy it through proper channels. They bought it from an unauthorized distributor. They're knockoffs. So they obviously infiltrated the supply chain for both the beepers and that. But it was in the battery. But the explosions from the HTs were much bigger than the beepers.
Well, what I read, and I don't know if it was from authoritative source, but while the company that manufactured the digital pagers was actually in Taiwan, the pagers were made under one of their subcontract manufacturers. I think they said Budapest. And apparently there was somebody infiltrated through the Budapest dealer and got the whole hand on those things and messed with them.
Yeah, it makes you like, okay, I'm not buying anything from there. Then I don't know exactly where it came from, but yeah, it's kind of, however you look at it, it's kind of, creepy in the way that they can do that. But I'm an ICOM person. I wish, and it's a ham radio too. That's what's really terrible. Oh, that's what you get for using it out of band. See?
Well, I was thinking about, I think everybody, we ought to sell a little appliance just for HTs, and that's a little wagon we can drag about 12 feet behind us when we're walking around, and one we can put like an extended, like a pole on the back of your car, with a remote speaker, so nothing is near you when it goes.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the phones to be next, because that's got a battery in it, so who knows, I've heard of, the Chinese doing stuff like this, espionage wise, putting in microphones, and cameras, and all kinds of stuff. So this goes to show you it's possible to do stuff like that.
Well, based upon the picture I saw on, I don't remember whose site it was, they showed one of the exploded icons, and the battery was not there, but it looked as though the explosion came from behind the plate that's behind the battery, like inside, right adjacent to the circuit board.
Probably is.
Yeah, go ahead, Earl.
Well, I was just thinking that if you know what I'm going to say, you may not, but Stingars is a ICOM manufactured radio. Okay, you always get to do something like that.
Yeah, don't know those people. You know what I mean, Frank, about the batteries? Because it wasn't the battery that was exploding. It was, I think they put plastic explosives in actually inside the radio. Because otherwise, the battery coming on and off, you could use other batteries that weren't affected.
Yeah, no, that's true too. I didn't know if maybe they cut the capacity down and take it in the battery, but I guess it doesn't take much of that type of device to explosive material to do what they're trying to do. But yeah, Yeah, nobody's officially taking credit for it, but whoever it was had enough sophistication to infiltrate the supply chain like that. So I always worry about infiltrating the supply chain for other things, like food and medicine and that kind of stuff. So that's what goes to show you crazy things can be done, whether it's good or bad. But anyway, it's just like I wish could they have used like a different brand? No, what my brand? But anyway, I don't have one of those, so I'm turning back over to KB9RTK.
Well, what struck me is, and I don't know, I really don't know anything about intelligence services, whether it be Israel's intelligence services or the U.S.'s or whatever. But it occurred to me that it wasn't Israel. That, I remember way back. Remember when Israel bombed an Iraqi nuclear reactor they were building? France was building it, and Israel said, "Not in our area, you're not." And they went and bombed it. And the first thing we said, the State Department said, we knew nothing about it. And I was watching TV, and I looked at that TV, and I went, "You mean to tell me our biggest ally in the Middle East didn't tell us they were going to blow up a nuclear reactor that's being built in another country? I'm pretty sure we gave them the intelligence to do it."
Yeah, I guess they're just looking for plausible deniability, but I don't know. I don't think we were involved in this one. Not really. I don't really think that, but whether we knew or not, I couldn't tell you. But it's just it's just crazy to think about it, though.
Oh, it was, what a plot. I mean, it's if you read that I'm not sure you'd believe it in a novel, that kind of a setup they did. Anyway, that was Frank, Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo, Kilo, and he's in Northwest Mount Juliet, as far as you can get out of the city without being out of the city, and into Davidson County. Who else is north? KD4GON. You're not an icon man, are you? Ah, there you go. So we got no problems. Nobody, I guess terrorists and the Jews don't like Yesu.
Yeah.
No, that's one of the wildest stories I've heard in a long time.
I hear you. Man, I don't know about it.
No, I don't know anything. Even if I did know something, you think I'd admit it?
No.
No, it is wild though, because it's wild because they're using repeaters and they're using cell phones. I mean, not cell phones, but they're using HTs and they're using digital pagers, which you think is just normal stuff. Who would have thought you'd put bombs in the damn thing?
I know, really.
Anyway, it sure did work, man. Can you imagine hurting 2,700 people simultaneously?
No, that's a lot.
Well, anyway, it was quite a story. I was fascinated by whoever put that together. Anything good for the net?
No, I'm just sitting here listening. Catch you on the next one.
Very good. That's Danny. He is in where is he? Near Cotton Town. Kilo Delta 4 Golf Oscar November. Who else is north?
WV0
You probably had something to do with that damn thing over there in Iran. I mean Lebanon.
Nope, not a thing. But it does kind of add definition to the word hoopsa.
Oh man. You can see why Hezbollah is ticked off, but they don't have anybody. You can't even say they're going to win hands down because they got 50% less hands.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. I just wondered how they. I don't have any idea how they got to them. I guess what they do, think they put a big group call in and called them all at once.
Apparently, they had. What I'm guessing, and again, I don't know crap about digital pagers or program them, but I think what they did is they put a software piece in there that whenever it got a certain signal, with a series of characters or whatever it was, all of them responded the same way. And it lit off whatever was in those pagers.
Yeah, I think those pages all had that in them anyway. And they just somehow or another directed the output of the decoder to fire off that device. Boy, you look at a pager though, and you think how small it is, and how small the battery is, and
And then to think that they somehow could go in there and put an explosive device inside it, it's just amazing.
Well, I don't know anything about explosives. Not a damn thing. I hear the word plastic explosives since I was a kid, and apparently you can slide enough in there that it would tear up somebody's fingers or blow their hand off. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, apparently that's what they did. But, now that they don't have cell phones now because they're too easy to target. They obviously don't have walkie-talkies now. They don't use pagers. I mean, they're going to actually have to talk to somebody.
Okay, you know the answer already. You were worked in an industry, in this industry in a commercial basis. They're going to move. I heard going over to FRS.
Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think it much matter what frequency they're on. They can all boil. But, hey, that's got to be quite a hindrance to not be able to communicate.
Oh, you figure they've taken out, let's just say, some percentage, 20 or 30% of their actual operatives who actually are, terrorist weaponized people who are missing fingers, and they're no in position to go out into combat again. They're going to have to recruit. I'm saying 20% because I don't know how many actually were operatives, but some of them were intelligence people or whatever. But try to imagine you're having to backfill 30 or 40 or 50% of that 2,700, not to mention the ones additionally that were with the HTs. And then you can't communicate with them anymore unless you bought a GMRS radio. No, that's it. The little GMRS radios, you buy them all from Walmart. They can't possibly be fixed there, can they?
I don't know if they can add it to an icon. They can add it to any of it. So, and Israel made pagers for a while, so they had the expertise.
Oh, they're a pretty smart bunch, I'll tell you. No, it's just amazing. Really, it's stuff right out of the spy novels, isn't it?
Oh yeah. All right, I'll get out of here. Interesting to hear what everybody has to say. WB0 and hello.
Yeah, don't forget the breakfast this Saturday. That was Mark, Whiskey Bravo 0, November, Oscar in Northwest Wilson County. Who else is north?
W4NP, 4 November.
Hello, Mr. NP. What's up?
Howdy. David in White House. I'm continuing on the track there of the pagers and the walkie-talkies and stuff. I was thinking, I don't think we can call them Hezbollahs anymore. We're just going to have to call them Hezbollah because they're missing their Bollahs now.
I'm telling you, man. I laugh about it, and I've heard other people laugh about it. There's nothing more insidious and bad than having near deadly or permanent injuries to somebody, but they're terrorist fighters. So I don't feel bad at all.
No, I'm with you there. They are serious. So, it is extremely interesting how like everybody said, how they infiltrated that. But makes me wonder about these Chinesium radios I got sitting around.
I made the same warning about when the Bofang started hitting in the 2005, maybe 6, and then I came down here in 2009, and they really had a lot of people were buying Bofangs and people were making fun of them. I said, well, the Chinese found a good opportunity to find out in a secret way where we all are.
Well, kind of along the same lines of thinking there was some articles that came out on these Chinese radios where if there's something turned on in the software, if it senses a certain DTMF or a PL or something like that, they'll just shut out.
Oh, wow. No, I don't think China would. I don't really know what they would do. Let's put it this way. I don't think China would deliberately mess with the general public, because something like that comes out and they're going to lose a lot of business here because we're one of their biggest buyers of everything they make.
Oh, yeah, I definitely agree with you there, but it's just more of a joking side, on the boat things. I've got a couple of them laying around,
Well, no, you're right. And again, people make fun of the Bowfangs. They're rugged little cheap radio. I mean, the first Bowfang, first I decided when I became a ham. But the first radio I bought was a Kenwood HT, a TFH 6A. I paid with the longer antenna, which I bought externally, but and then in a larger battery, upwards of $400 with the tax. Try it, $400. That's 20 Bowfangs.
Yeah, well, it's like I bought a 4-to-1 balance for a loop I'm putting up over here, and I was griping that it was $40-something. And somebody said, "Well, that's not much." I said, "Are you kidding me? That's the price of two Bowfangs."
I know. And the best part about it is they are decent little radios. I mean, it's not like they're complete junk because they're not junk. Some of those those little FRS plastic, the cheap plastic FRS radios, now they're junk.
Yeah, you're right. Well, all right, I'll let you move on down. I was going to give you another number tonight. Good to hear you, and hope everybody on the net is doing well. 4 intake seconds.
Very good. That's David in White House, Whiskey for November. Papa, who else is north?
84 VW, Carlin Angel Bell Bethany.
Hello, Mr. Carlin. What's up?
Oh, nothing. Into the net.
Well, you're getting an earful tonight, aren't you?
I guess. I noticed that big old moon out there a while ago. I went out there and looked at it last night when it was a great big old moon before the trip started. And then, I guess about 8:45, it pretty much had the top part of the moon there kind of cut out, like somebody took a bite out of it. And they do like they kept talking about on the internet. They were saying, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be reddish looking and all that." And I'm going like, I don't see that. It's a nice bright old moon. It's just looks like somebody, washed off a little part of the top up there. And I kept going out there looking at it, and then finally I went out there the last time and it got overcast. I mean, completely overcast. You couldn't even see nothing. I thought, well, where did this come from?
Yeah, I'm with you. That's what I saw when I went out there. It was around 10 o'clock, maybe 10:15. I think I caught it a little late, but you're right. It started to cloud over, and that was the end of that.
Well, it was interesting. I caught it on the radio. I didn't even know nothing about it, so I heard it on the radio about a day or two earlier, and I thought, well, it's about 9:45, so I'll be able to see that. So anyway, got to enjoy that a little bit. Come on back in. So I don't know.
Well, very good. Nothing else for the net?
If not, I guess I'll turn it back over to you where you get more check in. So with that said, Katie Boy VW, and turn it back over to the next control.
Very good. That's Carlin at Kilo Delta 4 with Whisker. Kilo Delta 4, Victor Uniform Whiskey. And he's in Angeltown, Bethpage area. Who else is north? All right, over to the west.
Kilo Delta 4, Carlin, Victor Echo.
Very good. How you doing there, Greg?
I'm fine. Not really I'm not really a people person. I know 2,700 people I'd like to give pagers.
Hey, listen, I just decided how they can fix the problem over there in the Middle East with the Hezbollah. Just move over to 220 band.
Well, I was going to say, move over to DMR because nobody can just get a signal in on that.
It won't get past the Israeli border, right?
Yeah, and we need to have the courage to not call them terrorists.
Why, does it hurt their feelings?
No, that's...
I get it. You've been hanging around with that Harris woman too much.
You know.
Yeah, you know the thing.
Anyway, carry on, Katie 14.
Very good. That's Greg, a people person, not Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo, and he's in Antioch. Who else is west?
KG4 ILV.
Hello, Jack. What's up?
I thought the pager trick was outstanding. I think somebody needs to be promoted to general.
I'm telling you, man. And somebody said around, how can we kill or maim? Just maim is good enough, because maiming in warfare is actually, it takes out a man from the service, but it also takes another two to drag him out of the field. So it actually takes out 3 people when you injure one.
I mean, that was a James Bond
Oh, absolutely. And it's really, you can just imagine this guy sitting around and goes, how can we take out a whole crap load of them in one beeper beep, And they got beepers. This is awesome.
Plus, they got all their names from the hospitals and doctors and everything, so they know who everybody is.
Man. Wait a minute. See, you got their names from all. Say, oh, you mean when they came into the hospitals? Yeah, they probably had them. Probably somebody was watching the hospital to see who they were.
Exactly.
Man, oh man. They may have known who they are anyway, because look at what was happening. They moved to the pagers, I heard, because they knew the cell phones could be tracked and monitored on a regular basis. So that's why they moved to the pagers, and then it didn't work out too well.
Well, they sent them back to the Bronze Age. I guess now they have to send messengers like the mafia used to do, or like they did back in Roman times.
Pigeons might work. Somebody mentioned earlier.
Well, anyway, thanks for doing that, Paul. I'll move over and let somebody else check in. KG4 ILB.
Very good. That was Jack. He's in Donaldson. Kilo Golf 4, Indy Lima Victor. A vote for James Bond. Who else is west? Nobody else west? Oh, we already had a one wester, and that was KN4TJF. I had an early check-in, by the way. It was Brian, K4 CTP. Or PCP, whatever it is. CTP, yeah. Or CPT. I can't remember. Who else is? Let's go to the south.
Kilo Echo 4, Airline 86.
Yeah, very good. Good signal there, Larry. Everything okay? Oh, we had another station in there. Anything for the net, Larry? Hold on, everybody else. Just want to make sure we need to move on if you want to. Very good. That's Larry. He does the digital net on D-Star 7:15 on Saturday night. So be there this Saturday. Who was there was a couple of stations in there. Who were they? Did I hear David? Who did I hear in there besides Larry? Don't be shy. Who's out there?
Kilo India 4, November, Delta November. That was not me, but I'll check in there. Over.
All right. I'm glad I pulled your chain then.
How you doing, Mr. Paul?
I'm doing pretty darn good for getting to be an old man.
Yeah, well, hey, there's a whole lot of us. You're leading the way. We're following you,
Well, I'll try to keep a path open without laying down.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good. It's been an interesting net, hearing all this stuff. I wonder what's going on that way. It's got our eyes all turned towards that. Wonder what else is going on.
Well, what was interesting to me was it hasn't been mentioned yet. And I don't remember where I saw the notation, but it said that because they were able to do this to take out their entire, or 99% of the communication system, and they've disabled somewhere around 2,700 of their key people who would have pagers. This is a perfect opportunity for them to go in with tanks and the troops to take over southern Lebanon.
Yeah, there's no telling. I got an idea, like you said, there'll be a whole lot of repeaters for sale, and I think to answer your question, those pagers, no, they were not transmitters in the sense you couldn't key something back in.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if those were the type you could do that to or not. I didn't think they were, but I wasn't sure.
Oh, I don't know about those there, but I'm going back to the old pager days, 25 years ago, but time we had here. So anyway, my little knowledge is not much, but I know when all this stuff is being blasted to us and the propaganda and all the stuff that's coming towards us, there's something else going on that we don't know about.
Oh man, we don't know not anything. Haven't you figured that out yet?
No, sir, I haven't figured out anything. I just now figured out how to get this radio working. And I got way back behind it, so in case it decided to blow up this time.
Like I've said, I know less about more things than just about anybody I've ever met.
Well, hey, you got a whole bunch of followers on the net here right behind you, sir. So I don't know if that, what they say, and that don't fall far from the tree.
Well, they also say that, what does it say? No, I don't know. I'm glad everybody's here. That's all. Let me leave it at that. That was David. David, you got anything else?
No, sir. Just good evening to you, and thank you for what you do, Mr. Paul, and everybody on the net. 73 KI4ND.
Yeah, very good. I heard somebody else in there, but that was David KI4NDN. He's in Reedyville. Who was there? Somebody else I heard jump in there from the south or anywhere? Was there somebody else in there right when I was talking to David? I hear a tone. Is there somebody in there? Is anybody copying that station? Because all I hear is a tone.
I'm hearing something.
One more time on who's out there, please. Hey, I got you in there this time. That was Kilo, Golf, 4, Sierra, Foxtrot, Foxtrot. What are you doing there, Charles? You copy me, Charles?
I'm barely getting through. Yeah, I'm barely getting through. I'm on a 518. Okay, so I have a 25-watt bulb, but I have the need of a power supply. Anybody's got a power supply? I should be able to provide it. Need a strong power supply to run this 25-watt bulb.
All right. Charles is looking for a 25-watt power supply minimum. In other words, you need about a 30-watt power supply for a little mobile 25-watt mobile unit he has. So you got one. He's got one for sale. And your email's still good? Charles, is your email still good? All right, very good. I've got that email. I'll do it. All right, very good, Charles. I'm glad you made it in. That was Kilo, Golf, 4, Sierra, Foxtrot, Foxtrot. Not many people could hear you, but I could. Anyway, that was Charles, and he's somewhere in the northwest. I'm not sure where, but at least he's getting in there with an HT. Who else is any place, anywhere? Any place, anywhere? Please come now.
I couldn't hear him at all.
Oh, you're a liar.
No, really, I couldn't.
Well, if you were worth a damn after all these years, you would have heard him.
Well, there is that.
Well, you've been promising to get the antenna up higher for about, a while.
Oh, yeah, way too long.
Well, if you need help, man, tomorrow is my wife's day off. She can come over there. I'll make her.
I got to go to a wedding tomorrow, so tomorrow's out.
It's not yours, is it?
No, I'm happy to say it's not mine.
Very good.
Antenna take the rotor.
Say that again, Earl.
A real good ad receive antenna takes a rotor.
Oh, it does. Yeah, if you want a really great antenna with a beam. He's got one. He's got a 220 beam. Anyway, let me move on to the landlubber saggy baggers. Yeah, that's a good one. Sandbaggers, lollygaggers, lurkers, skulkers, slackers, lackeys, toadies, lackards, repeater kerchunkers, or shape-shifting lizard people, moon landing deniers, science deniers, flat earthers, and of the all-time scanner listeners who I forgot about donglers, digital donglers or PC donglers who come in through maybe I don't know what even they come in through, but they have to email me anyway because since they can't transmit. And anybody who's only on GMRS, got to just listen. Is anybody else out there?
I use mental telepathy. K1S3H.
Very good. You say metal or mental telepathy?
Yeah, mental.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the metal telepathy is even better because signals bounce off of it. Anyway, how you doing, Scott?
Okay, I was going to jump in there with the anybody anywhere, but other people were going at it. So I had to wait till the lollygaggers section.
Well, that's your normal section. I don't know why you'd avoid that.
I don't like to be so predictable. I'm going to check in from the east one day.
You can do it. You can check in from by the east. You'd be normally from the south, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you see, we really don't make any distinctions. You can check in anytime you want to. It's like the Hotel California. You just can't check out.
I hear you. Carry on. K1S3.
Very good. That was Scott. He's in Laverne. Big signal. Picky about what time who he gets called to check in. That was Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta. Man, I forgot to put in there, my list, really not to mention anything about Scott. No reference there. But we forgot to put in lids. L-I-D-S, lids. The old infamous term. Who else? Is there anybody else before we move on? Nope, don't hear a word. So unless I hear a complaint, I'm moving over to 70 centimeters on 446.415. 446.415. We had 20 people in there. Appreciate everybody who checked in. We had a good crowd, good conversation about the craziness going on, and it affected us, so to speak. We are all familiar with HDs, and we're familiar with pagers. So at least these are old guys are familiar with pagers anyway. Anyway, I'm going over to 446.415, 446.415, K4P. All right, that was quick. I got here real fast. This is K4PEW net control on 446.415, looking for check-ins from the east.
KM4YRF.
All right, I already penciled you in, man. That was Michael, KM4YRF here in Mount Juliet. Who else? East. Stan, you're not there. Kevin, you're not there. Man, checks in on the 2-meter net and misses the 70 centimeters. Okay, who else is east? How about north? All right, very good. You got you in there, Frank. Big signal as always. Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo, Kilo. Who else is north? Okay, I got at least 2. Kilo Delta 4 Golf Oscar November and Kilo Delta 4 Victor Uniform Whiskey. Of course, that's Carlin and Bethpage. The previous one was Danny near Cottontown. Who else is north? Over to the west.
K4ILV.
Man, you're such a big signal on 70 centimeters, Jack. That's Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor. Who else is east or west? I mean, I only like it on 70 centimeter night so I can hear that tone on your 70 centimeter signal. That's Greg and Antioch. Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. Michael, you heard it this time?
Oh yeah.
Ah, there you go. See, everybody loves that tone, man. All right, who else is west? You must have one of those icons. Yeah, that's right. You pick up the HD and say, "What's that noise? What's that clicking noise?" Who else is west or south? Ah, very good. You got the west or south. You didn't wait. That was Scott, of course, in Laverne, Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta. Anybody else working into the Lollygagger area here? We only have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very good. We got Stan in there. Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. Good copy. Not a big signal, but a good copy. Anybody else? Any place, anywhere? It's really funny on 70 centimeter. We very often have 8 check-ins. It's really kind of interesting. Oh, we have 20 on 2 meters and only 8 on the 70 centimeter. 8 or 9. Sometimes it's about it. I'll have to look back because I don't really tally up the stats on all. I mean, I keep track of them, but I don't pay attention to the long range trends. Anyway, anybody else before we move on to wherever we were going next? Where we go next? Oh, 10 meters. That's where we're going next on 28.415. So is anybody else there? Yeah, go ahead, Stan. Oh, yeah. No, you got big signal now. Before it was just, I knew something was amiss. No, it did. I could hear you fine, though. I mean, it was just a little low. Anyway, that was rechecking on a better amp power signal into his radio or out of his radio. Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. Anybody else? All righty, we're going to move right over to 28.415. 28.415. We'll meet you there. And if you, Michael, would you announce it over there on 2 meters, please? Pick up the lollygaggers. Take that as a yes. Well, somebody go over to 2 meters and announce it. I'm not doing it. We're going over to 28.415. We'll see you there.
A mile, sir.
All righty, this is K4 PEW. Hold on. There we go. That's pretty. This is K4 PEW with the 28.415 upper sideband here on 10 meters. Looking for check-ins from the east. Please come in.
KM4YRF.
Sounds great. I can't believe you didn't hear Charles, man. You just, well, I think you just kidding. You're just bluffing. You don't want to talk to him. Anyway, let me go move on. That was Michael here in Mount Juliet. Who else is east? I believe it was Kilo Delta 4 Golf Oscar November. Are you copying Danny better than me, Mike?
That wasn't Danny. That was KM4HQE.
Ah, okay, very good. KM4HQ. My mistake. I don't know how I misheard it, but I transposed it. It's like I got what do you call it? I got dyslexia of the ears. That's KM4HQE. Very good. Who else is east? All righty, up to the north.
Kilo Bravo 9.
All right, now I got Danny in there. Kilo Delta 4 Golf Oscar November with a really big signal. I heard Frank in there in northwest Mount Juliet. Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo Kilo, both with really nice signals. Who else is north? November 4, excuse me, not November, it's Whiskey 4, isn't it? I got that right? Whiskey 4 November, Papa? Oh, I don't know why I decided why I stuck an N in there. But anyway, that's David in White House, Whiskey 4 November, Papa with a nice signal. Who else is north? Anybody else north? Over to the west. Very good. We got Jack and Donaldson, Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor. Nice signal. Who else is west? Very good. I think there was two in there, but Greg covered them up. Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. Who else is west? Anybody else west? Could have swore I heard somebody else in there. One more time. Anybody out there? All right, got nothing. We had 7 in there tonight. Sometimes it's almost like a match between 70 centimeters and 10 meters. But anyway, good to have everybody in there. We're going over to 223.415. Michael, you could announce that 220 band.
I will do it.
All right, wait, I heard somebody else in there. Who was that? Oh, yeah. See, I got you to come in anyway, didn't I, Scott? That was you took the bait. No, I didn't. I don't know. I did. You're right. I didn't get past west. Anyway, anybody else south? Let's go to that. Maybe Scott's not the only one. No more east and no more south. All right, now we can quit. That was Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta, and that's Scott in Laverne. Sorry, I didn't mention the south, but you came in anyway, which is good. All right, we're moving over to 223.415, and we'll see you there if you got them. We'll catch you later. Appreciate it, everybody checking in tonight. K4PEW.